What is up, guys? Chris here, and you can see it right there, Halloween Frederika, the beauty. One thing you're going to notice is this is not on my main account. This is on my alternate account, my casual account, which I've been using a different polling strategy for, which I talked about a little bit in my day 500 review of this account. So we're going to talk about that at the beginning of the video and whether I think this has been a good idea or a bad idea, because this is how I did get Halloween Frederika. In addition, we're going to talk about what you do in this situation. There's been a lot of people in the situation that I actually find myself in right now. I've seen in YouTube comments, both on my videos and other channels, where maybe you pull a new character, but you don't have enough Visual to get maybe both the character and the vision card. So we'll talk about kind of the different situations and considerations on whether you should go for the character or the vision card. And then at the end of the video, I do want to talk a little bit about this week, just recap a couple of things that I think went wrong. Oran J made a fantastic video talking to Gumi about some of the things that went wrong. So I'll just recap some of the things that I think were not so good for free-to-play players or new players for this week, and where maybe we can hopefully see those things get better in the future. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Come on, it's Frederika. You gotta like it. Like it for Freddy, guys. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about in this video is if I go over to the summon banner here, you're going to see how I actually approach this summon banner. It only took me 2 pulls to get Halloween Frederika. You see the pity gauge there at 10%. And of course, that's very, very lucky. But the strategy that I've actually been using on my casual account, which I talked about in that video, is to basically use the 9 step-ups and spend 4,000 on basically any character you're somewhat interested in. You spend that 4,000 Visual to summon on those first 3 steps. You get those first 2 steps for 4,000 Visual, and then you get that 3rd step for free. And hey, just throw 4,000 Visual at new characters, see if you get them, and then if you do get them, you can fill out that challenge board and actually get a ton of value in Visual. We talked a little bit about this strategy in the min-max guide as well, and so it's something I've been trying on the casual account here basically since the 1-year anniversary, pulling on a lot of different banners, like newer banners for characters, for just like maybe 3 times. And since Halloween Frederika did not have a step up, I said I'm gonna throw maybe 4,000 to 8,000 at this banner, just see if we can pull her to fill out that challenge board, and then maybe we can slow build her. Well, we did end up pulling her on that 2nd pull. So you can see right there, we pulled on her 2nd pull. But for this strategy, I kind of want to recap how this has been going over the course of the year. So I've basically been doing this since Final Fantasy X. And I've ended up with, here's the 6 characters. I'm pretty sure that if I remember right, these are the 6 characters I've ended up with using this strategy. And these are all characters I probably wouldn't have otherwise built had I not luckily pulled them, just throwing maybe 2 or 3 pulls on these characters. And actually you can see Varouche here as well, that I've been pretty lucky recently. Now there's a couple of advantages to doing this, and there's a couple of drawbacks. So we'll talk about the advantages first. If you throw a couple of pulls at these new characters, if you don't have the Visual to max the characters out, you obviously have to slow build them, which isn't necessarily a problem. However, with new things like the Soul Stars and Soul Medals being able to help you get shards for free and Mind Spheres essentially for free, it's actually a lot more viable to just try and get lucky and throw pulls at characters. You can see I have Varouche at level 89 without throwing any Visual at his actual shards. And right now for Halloween Frederika, I have thrown no Visual at her shards. We are at 7 out of 200 going to that 99. And so you can get characters to like level 89 right out the gate. And then you can kind of slow build them if in the case of non-limited characters, as you can see here with Valentine Salir, Luel, and Regalia, Dress Up, Fancy, Glaciella. They are not to 120 yet, at least these characters. You kind of have to slow build them, like Varouche. It'll be a long time before I get him to 120, but I was able to pull him on that banner. You fill out that challenge board and do their hard quest mission. You get a lot of free shards and a lot of value in Visual. So I don't know, I haven't decided yet whether this is a good trade-off. All the value on the challenge boards, those free shards, all of that in the long run, because you end up getting like thousands of basically free Visual and value on those shards, but you're also not building these characters right away or saving up much Visual if you're just throwing for 4,000 or 6,000 Visuor every other week at banner. So I'm not really sure if this strategy has worked. I kind of like that it's forced me to build a couple of characters I wouldn't have otherwise had, like Valentine Salir I would not have otherwise built if I didn't pull her, luckily. And same thing with like Varouche and Halloween Frederika. So anyway, let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. If you think trying to just get lucky on these gachas or saving up is better. I personally think from a planning standpoint, saving up and actually planning for the units you want is probably a better idea. But it's been interesting trying this, and it's been nice having a couple of characters that I wouldn't have otherwise already built. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about here is Halloween Frederika. And when I pulled her, I had probably about 10,000 left in here. So I was looking at a situation where I don't have this vision card yet, right? Her vision card. If you go over to my vision cards on this account, you can see I have a lot of 99 cards, but like none of these are good Earth cards. Like I have Golem, we have maybe Moraga that I could use in this formation, but I don't have any of those other good Earth vision cards built up, which means this would be a really good Earth vision card to have for my Earth team between Kitone and Halloween Frederika, this Monsters vision card. However, I don't really have enough Visuor to max out both Frederika and the vision card, but if you guys are in this situation, one of the things we need to look at is there's 13 hours left on this 5 step-ups. You have to make the decision today whether you're doing this. And when I made my video for the week, I was wondering, why is this banner even here? Well, this is just in case people miss the 5 step-up to guarantee the card. You can actually pull on the card banner after. I don't know why they wouldn't just make this one last for 2 weeks or as long as the event either. I won't mention that later, but that's another thing maybe that went kind of wrong with this. So anyway, we're going to pull on this in this video because I decided vision cards are a lot more important. We've talked about that on the channel. Number 2 is that these unit banners, now that you have the unit, not only the unit shard's easier to get, but the unit banner will be around for 3 weeks, which means even if I spend 15,000 of this right now to max out the vision card, I still have another 2 weeks to collect Visuor, try and get character shards through both the guild barracks, the Chocobo expedition, or anywhere else you can get free shards for Frederika. So I don't fully expect to max her out right now. But getting this vision card is probably going to be better in the long run, and then maybe slow building the last 200 shards on Frederika. So there's a lot of people in this same situation where maybe you'll pull a new unit and they have a matching vision card, like Oberon's coming up. Maybe you have like 12 or 14,000 right in your account, and you throw 1 or 2 pulls at the Oberon banner and you pull him. Well, now all of a sudden you have to decide, am I going to use that Visuor to get Oberon's vision card for him and then try and slow build him over time, or am I just going to build Oberon? In the case of Oberon, like his vision card's so good, so you always have to weigh both the vision card, how good it is for that character, and then also what you have on your account. So obviously for this account, I showed you my vision cards, but if you're pulling Oberon, you already have really good Earth cards or something, and you maybe don't need his card. Weigh that against that. Jaden and his vision card, very similar situation where you could pass on the vision card, but depending on what you have in the account, the vision card may be actually, in most cases for free-to-play or light spenders, is going to be a lot more valuable for you, those matching vision cards for those characters, than maxing that character out right away trying to use them. You're better off grabbing that vision card and then waiting, the 2 or 3 months, however long it will take you to max that character out. So we'll pull on this step up at the end of the video. Lastly, I do want to talk about the summon banners here and just recap some of the things that I think kind of sucked and some of the things that I think maybe Gumi needs to do better at in the future in order to cater better to both free-to-play and newer players. And the very first thing is the removal of the 9 step up. I really don't understand why they did that. We've already talked about that. It's just an alternate way to pull, different ways to get value. Not really sure why they removed it. Probably the biggest thing though is why there's no Halloween Leela or Halloween Ryryu banners. I mean, that's really disappointing to me. You did have the Exorcist banner right here in order to get the old vision card, but the only way to actually go for Halloween Leela or Halloween Ryryu was to actually pull on this banner and hope to get lucky and build up 40,000 or 20 pulls, 2,000 of those pity coins. And you know what? That sucks. That really sucks. In fact, I would imagine that Gumi would have been much better off actually giving a select ticket to everybody at the beginning of this week. Just give a select ticket for Halloween Leela or Halloween Ryu. And hear me out on this. Basically, I'm saying they should have let every single player choose, hey, you can pull Halloween Ryu or Halloween Leela completely for free. Even if you didn't add a challenge board or a lot of free shards, you'd have a lot of players, especially newer players who are low on Visual after a lot of the recent events. You'd actually have a lot of players probably say, oh, well, I'm going to buy some Visual so I can max them out because they're limited shards. Just give the players these characters and then make them spend the extra Visual to build them up. So that's actually something I would have liked to see them do, especially if you're not going to give the banners to let people go for these characters. Let them choose one of them. And the reason why this would be a lot better for both free-to-play and newer players is a lot of older players, like even myself, I have Halloween Leela, and so this ticket wouldn't have been that valuable for me. I would have just pulled Halloween Ryu and been like, maybe I build them, maybe I don't. But a lot of newer players would have had that option. We've at least had the option of building these older characters, and that kind of sucks that they didn't do that. And then the step up that JP got for the guaranteed Halloween unit, I'm actually not upset we didn't get that. It would have been nice if we got it, but you can't always expect Global to get the same things as JP did, but I would have liked to see that. I would have really liked to see them add a select ticket and just let people choose either Leela or Ryu, and then they can choose whether to build them or not. It's still going to cost them Visual. So that's something I think Gumi should really consider in the future, especially when they rerun either the seasonal or collaboration events, is like for Final Fantasy IV coming up. Imagine if you got a select ticket for either Kane or Rosa, right? The existing older units. You still have the Golbez banner or whatever, but you just give a select ticket for Kane or Rosa and let older players choose, right? So you're going to give them Cecil for free, you give them Kane or Rosa for free, and even if people don't have the Visual to build these units, they have the choice to actually pay money, grab Visual, and build these units if they want to. But the fact that Gumi just removed that choice from all the players, I think that's probably my biggest complaint from this event. And then the last thing I will say on this is if you go to the Mog shop for this event, not putting Halloween Frederika in here for 2,000 was kind of lame to me. Because like I mentioned in my video, it didn't allow players to pull on the event as a whole. Like you couldn't go grab the vision cards and actually work your way towards getting Halloween Frederika. The only way to guarantee yourself Halloween Frederika was to actually go to her banner and get to that pity win, and that kind of sucks. It would have been nice to go over to that Exorcist banner, be able to pull that vision card, maybe go over to the Halloween Monsters banner, pull for that vision card, and then actually have those working towards the pity here, which they do for the older units, but we've already talked about that. I don't know why you wouldn't do it for the newer unit too. It just kind of sucks that they squeezed a little bit on the newer unit here, and not a lot of people are talking about how she's not mentioned here. The last note I will say on that is that her banner, these Elena type banners where they go up 5%, they're actually pretty good value if you have to go all the way to the pity, because then you end up getting the unit for free and then you can spend all these tokens you have. So like if I went all the way up to that pity, I would have 2,020 tokens. I would have a guaranteed Halloween Frederika, which means I could come in here and actually grab all 200 of these shards. So it actually helps you max out the character in the long run, but it's also more expensive. If you do get lucky and pull the character early, it sucks a little bit more. So there is a trade-off there. I'm not mad about the value of that banner. I am a little disappointed though that they didn't let you just pull on the event and go for the new character as a whole. It's just kind of one of those small things that they added onto this event that really kind of sucked. Okay, last thing for this video, we will head over to the summon banner, we'll pull on the step up, and we'll get out of here so you guys can get on with your week. So we're gonna grab the vision card. We'll hopefully be able to collect enough Visual by doing, I'm gonna be scrounging all of the elemental chambers, the far plane, everything to get as many shards as I can for Frederika before this event ends. So we're gonna try and get this vision card. Hopefully we get this before we get to the guarantee. That would be nice. Save yourself a little bit of Visual. On the step ups, guys, if you do get the vision card. I think if it's on if you get it on step 4, you just as well pull on step 5 because you get 50 shards, and that's worth 2,500. I think if you get it anytime before then, you don't want to do it. It's probably not going to be that. We'll just skip it. Again, I'll mention these step-up banners for vision cards, very good value. Always guaranteeing yourself something for Visual, something I really like for free-to-play and light spenders, especially vision cards. Here we go. Oh, it's a unit. So that could be Ryu or Leela, right, on this banner? So we'll click through it. The odds are super low. Oh. Okay. Odds are super low for these Halloween units on here. It would be such a bonus to get it, but I wouldn't even build them. I have Halloween Frederika. So it looks like we'll probably end up going the whole way through the step up here. That's okay. Because even if I pull the vision card here on pull 4, like I said, you'd pull for pull 5 just because of the value on that. Guaranteed. So there it is. Hopefully that's it. We're just gonna skip it. Don't want to have to click through all the blues. So there we go. Perfect. This is exactly what we talked about. So you're gonna go ahead and I will spend the 2,000 on that last one because the guarantee pull will be a duplicate. And if you look at the banner details up here, it will tell you that the duplicate will give you 50 vision card shards. So we know we're gonna get that. We're gonna get the bonus 50 shards. That'll make it a little bit easier to max out also. So that actually saved us 2,500 Visual. So if we skip, we should get that duplicate. There it is right there. So that saved us 50 shards times 50 Visual. Being able to pull it a little bit early saved us 2,500 Visual. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on anything that I covered in this video. We will catch you on Oberon week here. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will catch you next time.